Good morning. I am Anil Agarwal, former Chief Manager, Punjab National Bank. So, as you are aware that the bipartite talks are going on, and on 7th August, on the last meeting, the unions have given a very comprehensive demands, and we will be covering these demands in two videos. One for workmen, and another is for officer cadre. Now, the unions have suggested that a small committee be set up to settle the issue like DA based on 2016 equal to 100 index. Second demand that was shown is additional stagnation increment up to period of retirement, stagnation increment to be given in case of reversion after 1 year, improvement in HRA, housing accommodation quarter to be provided by banks to all employees. Till then, revision of HRA suitably to be paid on revised pay, payment of HRA on capital costs where employee owns the house, HRA on rent receipt basis up to 150% of normal entitlement, facility of lease accommodation to be made available to all clerical staff, HRA at 150% payable on transfer to another station to be declaration basis, and then improvement in other allowances. Hill and fuel allowance to be enhanced substantially. Hill and fuel allowance at places situated at a height of 500 meters but less than 1000 meters. Northeast incentive on the lines of government and RBI to be introduced. Introduction of Lakshadweep Ireland allowance and Andaman Nicobar allowance. Special compensation provision for Himachal Pradesh and Jammu Kashmir. Adequate increase in halting allowance and lodging expenses. When hotel room rent is produced for reimbursement, 50% of dime is to be paid towards boarding expenses. Provision of separate for dime and travel expenses to the employees sent on official deputation within station, within urban agglomeration based on distance criteria. Introduction of education allowance, introduction of lunch allowance, introduction of learning allowance, revision in deputation allowance, introduction of closing allowance, mid-academic year allowance, discomfort allowance for staggered and odd hours duties, upward revision of cycle allowance, washing allowance, special area allowance, project area allowance, split duty allowance, etc. Scooter/moped allowance to be introduced for SUBSTAFF. Then annual medical aid. Annual medical aid shall be increased substantially. Reimbursement of annual medical checkup, reimbursement of periodical eye checkup for employees due to constant exposure to computer, leave rules, provision of no leave can be taken as a matter of right to be suitably modified so the leave is not declined unjustifiably. Casual leave to be enhanced, restriction on availment of maximum number of days of casual leave of 4 days at a time be removed, accumulation and encashment of privilege leave to the maximum of 300 days. While computing privilege leave, maternity leave, paternity leave, special leave availed may not be taken into account. Under clause 36B of 11th bipartite ceiling of age children to be revised to 15 years. Sick leave to be granted at the rate of 30 days per year without any restriction or ceiling. For sickness of special child, sick leave should be sanctioned to employees on production of medical certificate irrespective of age of child. Sanction of sick leave up to 3 days per month without production of medical certificate of women employees. Maternity leave availment shall be enhanced up to 9 months per delivery. Sanction of maternity leave for infertility treatment. Grant of special maternity leave up to 60 days in case of still born or death of infant within 28 days of birth as per government guidelines. Sanction of sabbatical leave to women employees on half pay. Balance of maternity leave to be permitted to avail to attend or to delivery daughter-in-law up to 45 days. And where maternity leave is not available, sick leave can be granted. Introduction of child care leave, leave towards miscarriage, MTP, etc. to be treated as an over normal maternity leave entitlement. Sabbatical leave to male employees, submission of medical certificate to be waived off for sick leave for major ailment like flu, fever, etc. for maximum period of 6 days. For this, number of occasions per year may be stipulated. Introduction of study leave, introduction of leave bank, In case of death of employee due to terminal disease or after prolonged hospitalization on account of major accident, loss of pay suffered by him or her due to lack of leave at the credit of reimbursement to the family, duty leave for attending conciliation, labor court, etc. for office bearers, increase in number of days for special leave to office bearers. Office bearers shall be permitted to avail special leave in combination with other leave, intervening holidays to be excluded. For office bearers and executive members of union, notice period to be waived for availment of privilege leave, introduction of bereavement leave, special leave for physically challenged, differently abled employees to increase to 7 days a year, annual encashment of privilege leave up to 10 days per year. Leave fare concession, LFC. Improvement with regard to distance, mode of travel, class of travel, LFC for abroad travel to be permitted. Parents should be automatic dependent irrespective of their income. Income criteria for definition of other dependent to be revised. LFC to cover reimbursement of fare by new train services like Tejas, etc. For employees working in northeast states, LFC should commence from Calcutta instead of Guwahati. Partial encashment of leave to be allowed. Road mileage cost to be increased to ₹15 per kilometer. At the time of retirement of bank employees to be allowed additional LFC for travel to the home state. One more option to switch over between 2 years and 4-year block. Within stipulated working hours guideline to be given for uniform cash transaction. Hours overtime. Formula and wage component for calculation of overtime wages to be modified and improved. Since employees are working in CBS and in biometric system, OT wages to be paid based on timing as per available in the system. Improvement in the class and mode of travel while on duty. Transportation charges to shift personal effects on transfer should be reimbursement in full by any mode. Packing charges also be reimbursed. Hotel accommodation halting allowance for 6 years on transfer of employees. Breakage charges should be increased. So these are the demands that was given by the workmen for workmen, and usually lot of demands are raised in every bipartite. Some of the demands are met fully, some of the demands are met partially. So at this stage we cannot say whatever is demanded will be given by the IBA or will be agreed between IBA and the unions. But unions always try to give their lengthiest possible charter of demand. This is a practice since time immemorial. So there is no harm if they have asked for so many things. But if they ask so many things, something will be available to us. And as and when more information is available, I will update you. For officers, I will post another video because there are many demands and this becomes very lengthy video. And in this video, we are not covering all these demands in Hindi. All our videos on this channel are English and Hindi both. But as we are employees, we understand English well. So as an exception in this video, I am not making repetition of all these things in Hindi because that will take away your time. You understand English, so this will serve your purpose. And we are using the medium English over Hindi because the people across country can understand. Because all Hindi speaking states, they understand English, but the other states where Hindi is not spoken, they are not able to understand Hindi, and that's why we are making this video in English only. So bear with this. I am not deliberately putting it into Hindi because it will take away your time. The same things I have to repeat. God bless you all.